So I'm going to be using the Amazing Mold Putty to make 2 potatoes, and the reason that I want 2 is that one is a little bit larger, one's a little bit smaller, and a lot of cake decorators will make potatoes just rolling a piece of fondant up into a ball and then kind of poking holes in it. I think that it looks better if you actually use a real potato, so I make a mold. Alright, so I have a scale. I'm going to weigh this because it works better for me. I found that it works better if you weigh it. Okay, so once I have the putty weighed, I just go in and form the mold, so you have to mix this up. This is really easy to work with, and I like it because it's food safe, so you can use it for both fondant and gum paste and chocolate, but you could also use it for things like soap or resin. What you want to do is get the side of the potato that has some detail on it and just press this up around it. It doesn't need to be too thick. Sometimes if the mold putty is a little too thick, it makes it difficult to demold, and you definitely don't want to make it too deep. You don't want to make it too deep on the potato or whatever you're molding, because that will make it difficult to demold. All right, so I'm going to do it about like that. Let's push this edge down here. Okay, and then I do want to kind of put a flat base on it, so I'm going to press it against the surface like that. And that way you can pour chocolate into it or resin or whatever you want to do. Okay, so I've got the potatoes here. I'll demold these, and this is, I mean, these are so easy to demold. You just peel it away from the edges, pull it straight out. And this, I don't know if you guys can see this. This has like some potato detail in there, and it really does make a difference to make a mold from the real thing as opposed to just rolling up a ball. It looks a lot better, and it gives you a more realistic shape. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I've made some fondant. This is yellow fondant and brown mixed, and this is just red. This is the crawfish mold. I'm going to make these using these 2 colors, and then we'll paint them a little bit. All right, and as I'm filling up these potato molds, I'm pressing it in. I'm starting with a round shape. I'm going to press it in so that it gets the detail that's on the rounded side. And then on this side that's not rounded, it's just flat, I'm just going to kind of push the fondant up like this, just to give it kind of a rounded shape in the mold. And that way when you put it on top of the cake, it'll still have the shape, but this is the side that's going to be visible. So let me take this out. Just press it carefully. Ah, look at our little potato. That's so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to paint some details on this one. I'll actually finish up the fondant. I'll make some more of the potatoes, and then I'll paint some details on these, and then we will do the crawfish mold. So I'm just going to go in where the little eyes are on the potato and just give it a tiny bit of definition. And I still have the black food coloring on there, so it's a little bit darker than I would like, but maybe a couple little spots. All right, so there's one. That might be too much black, so I'll try to cut back on this one. Yeah, you don't really need to do much. If you get the color of the fondant right, you don't need to do much in the way of painting of the potatoes. It's just to emphasize the eyes and the little bumps on it. So you've got your crawfish, you've got your potatoes, you've got your corn on the cob, and if you wanted just to take a cake that you bought at the grocery store and put these on there and decorate it like a stew pot, it's really funny, and people really are impressed when you see this kind of stuff because it's hard to make this kind of thing, but with the molds it's really easy, it's faster, and it's if you're a cake decorator, you will understand how time consuming it is to make all of this kind of stuff out of chocolate by hand or with fondant. But with the Amazing Mold Putty and the Mold Putty 15, I use the Mold Putty 15 for this and the Amazing Mold Putty for these. It just makes it so much faster, and it's really funny, and people like food made with molds. It's a strange thing.